Watching a master at work.
So what you telling me is you not in the mix? Nah, man, the mix. What's the mix? Oh, man. It's the livest talk station out right now, man. Stop playing and get in the mix with your boy Kid 6, you heard?
Watch this. Watch I get here every week. I tell her we gotta get in the mix. Every week. She's never ready. Never ready. How does she expect us to get the latest on the latest if she's never ready? Watch this. Watch she don't be ready. What are you doing? Yo, you're sleeping and the mix is about to start. Come on, bruh. See, I'm leaving, man. I can't even get in the mix over here, man. Oh, man.
Man, if you're not getting in the mix with Kid 6, what is you really doing, baby? Tune in right now.
Get in the mix with Kid 6, you heard?
What's good, everybody? You are now in the mix. Radio on Fire. It's your big dog, Kid 6. Chi-Town's finest, Carlton, your dig, and your girl, Leah. What's going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
How y'all feeling?
Yo, it's the best month of the year. Hello, September.
What's going on in September? Fall season.
Fall season, yes, number one.
Definitely one of my favorite seasons. Absolutely one of my favorite seasons.
What else? Oh, NFL is back.
Okay.
NBA 2K drops this week.
That's cool.
Damn, it's a big week.
Right.
Because we play the Packers Thursday.
Yeah. Damn, what else is going on this month? Oh, my cousin's birthday.
Oh, my brother's birthday is tomorrow, too, actually.
Okay.
You know? So shout out to
Happy
him.
B-Day to the bro, man.
It's a lot of birthdays in September.
Yeah.
So.
Shout out to mine.
Oh, yours. Oh. Anyway,
Yes.
Yo, how was everybody's weekend?
Hold on, pause. You was mad extra with your birthday, so I get to be extra with mine. So how many days do we have? Let's see. I have over 2 weeks. I'm going to count down every week until it comes. Continue.
That's what's up, man. Anyway, shout out to the sponsors, man. As
Shout
you can
out
see, the
to the
team has got the Sour Life clothing line
Guess
on.
who doesn't have a shirt on today?
I know. I can't wear it to work. They might
didn't wear mine to work.
They might have the wrong impression. Oh, you brought. Wow. Damn.
Yeah.
All right, it's cool. I'm gonna be on point next week.
No, you won't.
Shout out to Rich King Brand, and of course, Capture the World. Shout out to the sponsors, man. Y'all had a good Labor Day weekend?
I had a great Labor Day weekend.
You was home.
I was
You
home.
were home. Mine was chill.
Holding it down. Mine was amazing.
I ain't gonna front. I had an amazing ass weekend too.
Yeah.
I definitely did. I just need to throw this out there.
What?
Chi-Town's finest is the GOAT. I just need y'all to understand that.
Listen, man.
In his bio, it needs to read, "I am legend."
I don't know. I just got the word. The word on the street was I was like throwing no look passes and something like that all the way from Chicago. I mean, I've probably been leading the league in assists for like 11 years or so. I don't know.
Facts. You might have passed John Stockton.
Hey, listen, man. John Stockton can't do what I do.
Killing them out here, bro.
It's
You
cool.
killing them, man. You know, we're going to get into what you mixing up. 'Cause we got a few things that's been mixing up. We're going to talk about the NFL, of course. First, trades were made before the start of Week 1. Texans send Jadeveon Clowney to the Seattle Seahawks for a 2020 third-round pick, Barkevious Mingo, and Jacob Martin. And then the Texans pull off another trade, acquiring offensive tackle Laramie Tunzel and wide receiver Kenny Stills. It's crazy that they were going to – I figured they were going to get rid of him.
Yeah.
Especially when the head coach was trying to make Kenny Stills listen to, like, Jay-Z songs, like 10 straight Jay-Z songs. It was like, all right, yo, you got to go. We got to ship you forward,
We out of
man.
here, man. What is you doing?
That's crazy. And then a 2020 4th-round pick, and then a 2021 6th-round pick. And then Miami received 2020 and 2021 first-round picks and 2021 second-round picks from the Texans. Then reunited, and it feels so good, man. So after the Buffalo Bills cut LaShawn Shady McCoy, he signed with the Chiefs and reunited with Andy Reid. So that should be all right. I mean, Andy Reid, he had a lethal offense when he was coaching in Philly.
Yeah.
And he has a lethal offense coaching in Kansas City.
We seen what they did last year. I know
Right.
a lot of people that was doing they fantasy drafts this year, and they was doing them over the weekend, over the past week or so. And I've been hearing from a lot of people, Mahomes was their first pick, so they got some high expectations up there for the boy. So
This going to be an interesting season though. When your team open up Thursday
against the Packers, man.
Y'all got this win.
That's a W.
All right.
That's a
So
W.
you still not watching football?
I'm not watching.
But he catches.
We starting the season off though, and we
Yeah.
playing against the rivals. I still like football.
Okay.
We are gonna win
I
this
still
game.
like football too. I just don't like the NFL.
I need you to just understand though that the Packers, they gotta lose on Thursday. I just need you
Alright.
to at least understand that.
All right, this is gonna be a good matchup. So I'm watching
It is.
this.
It
I'm watching
Listen,
this.
They got some of the same disadvantages as us. We
Yeah.
know it's gonna be Packers offense, Bears defense. That's the matchup everybody want to see.
Okay. All right.
Khalil Mack, he might.
All right.
hey,
He's calling it. The
I'm
Bears
calling it.
got this one.
Gotta ride with my guys.
Okay. All right. College football started over the weekend. Let's just say, again, quarterback Jalen Hurts, who was Alabama's quarterback last season, is now Oklahoma's quarterback this season. My man's came in, put up 508 total yards, 6 touchdowns, set an Oklahoma record. Talk about a crazy ass debut
Boy
for
came
a
out
new
wildin'.
team.
Boy came out swinging for a new squad. I mean, I know
Played
they
no
I know they
games.
happy. I know they
Yeah.
happy they got him.
Right.
Bama probably like, hey, all right. They got something for their ass now. He
Hell
know
yeah.
their system is over.
Definitely, man. This gonna be a good this gonna be a wild season. I'm sure of it. Week 2 matchups though to check out for this weekend if you don't have much planned. Got number 1 Clemson taking on number 12 Texas A&M. Then you have number 9 Texas versus number 6 LSU. And then you have number 23 Stanford versus USC. All right, so here's how I'm gonna call this one. So Clemson is definitely going to get the win over Texas A&M,
Oh, yeah.
but I'm gonna say by 2 touchdowns. It's going to
14
be a
at
good
least?
matchup. Yeah, I feel like it's going to be a good matchup. So I'm gonna say by 2 touchdowns. So by 14. Texas will get the win over LSU. It'll be by 3 points. LSU going to miss on a field goal. I can see it happening. And then USC, I feel like USC might take down Stanford by a touchdown.
That's the game I want to see right there though.
Yeah.
USC Stanford. That's always a great game actually.
Yeah, so it's going to be a good matchup. So I'm calling it. I'm going to see how these games end up.
I gotta see it. I know one of my bros back home. He was betting on some of the games. I meant to ask him how much he came up or how much he lost.
Oh yeah.
'Cause he was calling the spread. I know one of the games he did call though that he might have came up off was the Florida State game.
Okay.
Remember they lost.
Yeah.
And when we looked at the score, it was like 16-31, and they was up. And he's like, "Yo, they might blow that." I was like, "You might be right." We looked up. The boys got him
blew
up
it.
out of there. So
Man.
we gonna see.
Yeah, it's going to be a wild college football season. And then Team USA survives in overtime against Turkey, 93-92, with Turkey missing 4 key free throws that could have won them the game.
Yep.
USA will be facing Japan this Thursday.
Playing like USC. What you talking about?
Yo, I ain't going to front. This Team USA team is type ass.
Man, and you know
I'm
the
surprised
crazy
the
part?
team hasn't beaten them yet. Like, that's the crazy part.
No, they lost one.
Oh, they did lose one?
Patty Mills from the Spurs, he put up like 30 on him. I forgot what team he played for, but it was like probably like sometime last week. Somebody told me. I didn't even know. And they was just like, they did.
I ain't know either.
But the crazy thing is, though, Patty Mills plays for the Spurs. You know, the Spurs coach is coaching Team USA.
Right.
So with that being said, I just want to say something to all of the people out there, because I know a few people that was talking about the playoff matchup this upcoming NBA season, and they was saying that they had the Spurs making the playoffs over like some teams like the Warriors. I heard a few people say the Warriors wasn't even gonna make the playoffs, which was probably like some random Bron fans hating because
Right.
Bron didn't make it last year.
Definitely.
Aside from that, though, they got Greg Pop as their coach. He pretty much coaching an all-star squad against the rest of the world, and it's close like this. So if you got your regular team in the NBA versus these other great teams in the NBA, nothing against Pop because he's still one of the greatest coaches ever. But the Spurs got a chance of not making it to the playoffs, just like Team USA got a chance of not winning this FIBA World Tournament.
That's a fact. That's a big fact. So make sure y'all just keep it locked in.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be locked into this now, man, for real.
They should beat Japan, though. I think they're going to beat Japan.
Yeah, if they don't crush them, it's like, damn. Moving on to some entertainment. So we're keeping comedian Kevin Hart in prayers. Hart was in a scary car accident over the weekend, sustaining major injuries. So, he was rushing to surgery. And it's been reported that the procedure was successful. So, just glad that he's still here. So we definitely going to keep Kevin Hart and his family in our prayers. Moving on to something crazy. All right, so I think it was about a month ago or so, a video had surfaced. Maurice Willoughby was 20 years old, took his own life after being taunted by other men in his neighborhood for his relationship with his transgender girlfriend.
Yeah.
So then actor Malik Yoba revealed recently that he has an attraction to transgender women. But there's more to this story. Now, I don't know how true this is, but, it's a plot twist to it. So from what's been circulating around is that Yoba is only coming forward about his attraction because he's been sleeping with child transgender prostitutes. And there's also news that he could be facing some charges as well. Right. I wasn't expecting that truth to be revealed.
Yeah, no cap.
Yeah, I'm confused because, all right, so these reports said that he was having sexual relations with children that are also transgender, and then he comes out and say that he's attracted to transgender women.
Yeah. So it's more so that's why so I guess it's more so that's why he's coming out about it, because he could be going to jail or facing some time. So it's like, all right, well, let me just go ahead and clear this out and say, yeah. And then I'm gonna just go ahead and let it be known, like, yes.
It's one thing that you're attracted to transgender women, but we're talking about children versus adults. So that's a whole nother.
Yeah.
Girls.
Yeah.
So that's a whole nother beast, right? So.
I mean, it's crazy because I've always heard he's been a little sus in the industry, but I wasn't expecting this type of news from him.
Now that's a whole nother argument, because these women who will consider men who are now women will consider themselves women, although they don't have the biological or the sex, the parts.
Right.
Well, I mean, they reconstruct it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So some people will be offended and saying, well, I'm a woman now. You can't call me a man because I'm a woman, and vice versa.
Yeah.
So technically, because they're born male or female, whatever. We're going to say male in this case. And you're attracted to this transgender woman. Does that make you gay?
Man.
Oh.
You say yeah.
No, I said hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay. Hell yeah.
Man body parts.
But no, not if they get the stuff like reconstructed.
Then they had surgery.
But they're still biologically male.
They're transgender post-surgery.
Okay, well, transgender post and transgender pre is still gay.
Because you were born. So you still have like if y'all correct me if I'm wrong, the XY chromosomes are males, right?
They didn't have no surgery. And those 15-year-old had no surgery. 15? No.
This
sound like
an episode of Euphoria. I don't know if y'all seen that show, but
I haven't. I need to check that show out.
It's a guy on the show. His dad likes these transgender teenage boys.
I don't know. I guess
they just take like the pills. They just take like the hormone pills or something.
But okay,
like that.
my question is, even if they do have the surgery, technically you were born male, so you are still.
When they have surgeries, they don't walk around saying they transgender. Now they walk around like they women.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So so yeah, they consider themselves like I am women. They will say that.
They don't be transgender no more. Transgender is like that weird fuzzy gray area.
No, from my understanding, like Caitlyn Jenner still has hers. Didn't have the surgery. But I thought people who do, they may identify.
You know what transition. Once you transition, you're not trans anymore
But-
because you transitioned.
But then what do you consider? Then what would you be labeled as? Because technically you're not.
They try to call themselves girls.
No, I know that's what they identify with, but
So
but their sex is still male. Like they still have an XY chromosome. Is that a male, y'all? XY chromosome, XX is female.
I really wouldn't
Sorry,
know
I'm getting, like,
how it would
scientific.
be.
I know I'm kind of nerdy,
be
guys.
labeled.
I'm sorry.
You're not changing the DNA.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So technically,
what they identify to, right? So once they get the surgery, they're not transitioning anymore.
see,
They
here's
are
the thing.
transitioning.
Why I thought transgender, because again, it's the difference between sex and then gender. So for me, for example, my sex, I was born female, but I also identify as female too. So transgender folks would.
Of course you do. Why don't you?
Well, I say that
Shit's
to
all
say
Right.
those who are transgender, whether they transition or not, still they transgender saying that they will be women, but their sex will still be male.
They don't think like that.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. It's different between
So
what you
wouldn't
are and what
know.
you
I'm saying
identify
wouldn't
with.
know. But so if somebody ran into somebody that had a surgery, you wouldn't know any of that backstory. You would just say woman. She had.
So
they're not transgender.
from my understanding,
Transgender is that point before they have surgery.
so from my understanding, I thought it was before or after. It didn't matter. You would still. That's what you'd be labeled as
How would you know?
if they did or didn't have the
Yeah.
surgery.
If they had the surgery, you wouldn't know. I'm assuming if they had something cut off, how do you?
I mean, unless the person's gonna be honest, or I mean, I don't know what a reconstructive vagina looks like. I don't know, but
I don't know either.
So I mean, I guess the only way you'll really know, unless you have experience with that, is if the person's honest and says. But anyway, my point is,
So I have to say he's gay.
okay. So you guys will. TK says he's gay regardless, surgery or not, it's gay.
Every time about boys, they talking about high school students.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Whether
They did
the
say that.
kids or
Some
not,
was
even
like
the adults
13,
who.
14.
Right.
So
we
like.
talking about some stuff that's not even.
So my question is to you guys, like, say if you are attracted, whether they had a surgery or not, you know that they were born male.
Right.
They're women now. When they identify as women, are you still considered gay? Because this is why this young man took his life, because he was being bullied, because I'm assuming people were saying, you're dating a male, even though
That's
it's a
probably part of
woman.
it.
So
Yeah.
I'm asking you guys, would you guys still consider that gay if you're attracted to someone that's transgender? Or your definition? Whatever.
I think it would make you gay, but
Especially if they had
But even though they identify as women, they look like women, they have boobs, like
Still
all
not.
that stuff.
What about the male
So I
body
think
part?
if they don't have the male body part. So technically, I think it's a mental thing, right? Because mentally, but it is, right? Mentally, they were born male.
I think
But like,
it's
say
like
if you
a-
didn't know that, you would think it's a woman. So you're attracted to what you see, which looks like a woman, right?
I think you would still know. I think it's a subcategory.
No,
Nah.
I'm not giving no. It
I
had
think
nothing.
I think the way out that he's trying to get to is that like it's like a subcategory. Like you're attracted to transgender. Like you know how you can be attracted to a man, you could be attracted to a woman, then you could be attracted to a man that transitioned into a woman, or you could be attracted to a woman that transitioned into a man. I think he's trying to be like that's the thing that he's attracted to. Like I'm not
See,
attracted
I'm
to
not
women.
giving
I'm
him a
attracted
pass.
to
It's
men
just something
that
that's-
transition into women. Or
Yeah,
something
no,
like
he doesn't get a
I mean,
pass
I'm not
because they're
the little
children.
kid shit. No,
Yeah, exactly.
Right, yeah.
I'm
There's
off.
no
Like
pass
that's
to
a
that.
total separate beast.
Transgender person, regardless of what their future goal is a man in drag. Okay.
So let me ask you, Katie. You could. Oh, that's correct. I
They
agree.
get their money right. They ain't get their pills right. They
So,
they saving up.
for
Yeah.
you,
Still a man
so
in
Kate,
drag.
for
There's
Very
no-
true.
There's no question.
I agree. I agree for you though. Like, say, okay, an adult. Like, would you be attracted to a transgender woman, or whether post surgery? Why?
No.
Because you know that's a male, but it was born a male.
They don't look like something that I would like.
Okay, that's a fair answer.
Yeah. Bone, masculine ass bone structures. No, I wouldn't be attracted to that. It's crazy looking.
Yeah, some of them you'd be surprised. That's
Yeah. It just don't feel the same.
you
I
wouldn't.
can show you mad
You come
pictures.
close
You
to a
probably
girl,
wouldn't
it
be
don't
able to
feel the
tell.
same.
I know.
feel like you can always
it's
tell,
hard
though.
to tell.
yeah. I don't know. I feel
think
like
it's a
you
mental-
can tell, but I
I
don't.
feel like you can
I've
always
seen
tell.
some pictures. I'm like, oh my god, like you guys, they
Even
look
you said,
amazing.
"Oh my God," you probably was just like, "You look amazing for somebody who used to be a guy." I'm just saying.
I'm telling you, I agree with Aaron. It's y'all be surprised. Y'all
I
probably
don't think
talk
I'd
to
be
trans
surprised.
people
No, I
guess
before
I-
don't even know.
I mean,
I don't know, man.
Exactly, I'm sure. Maybe not saying you guys per se, but I'm sure there have been men
don't
who
know.
like a woman's picture and had no idea.
I've always known.
Well, there
Yeah.
he's also so there's going to be where he's working a workshop at the National Trans Visibility March in DC on September 27th. So
It's really interesting though, not so much for Malik, but for the young male, because that speaks volumes on a lot of levels. Where you just say like transgenders are still, they have their own and they're still trying to be accepted to even still being gay and lesbian. That's still a something that people still struggle with in 2019. So
yeah, I think at this point, man, you just gotta understand people are going to be attracted to what they're attracted to, no matter what. Like it's not changing anything about you, so you shouldn't be concerned about the next man, the next woman, and who or what they're attracted to.
Right.
Like
That's
but
sad.
it is. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's really crazy that you get bullied, and the cause of you being bullied leads you to want to commit suicide because of what you like and who you like. So it's tough.
It's
really tough.
The inhumanity is a shit that's not to be tolerated.
Definitely. But we'll definitely keep y'all updated as more news comes out about Malik and if this is all true or not, and we'll just keep things flowing. Next, 50 claims the original track will be back this Sunday. All right, he's heard it from the fans, so I'm hoping he keeps his word, because when I turned on episode 2, I just knew I was going to hear Joe and I was going to be singing.
Why would y'all think he was actually going to change it?
Well, he's changing it for episode 3.
He said that last week.
Right.
Okay.
So we're gonna see. Yeah, we shall see. I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of it.
I know
For Trey. I know for Trey, this must really hurts no matter what.
Who, Trey?
Listen, Trey just gotta understand he not meant to be on every track. Like
forgetting good news.
What? What good news?
We gonna talk about Jay-Z again, cause some more stuff came out.
All right, go ahead.
All right, so Jay-Z is attempting to inspire change with his new partnership with the NFL, and his first move is to put on a free concert and sell merchandise. The NFL and Rock Nation has announced that in support of the social justice platform Inspire Change, Meghan Trainor, which she's been getting I'm not even on Twitter, and I know that they've been roasting her on Twitter. Poor girl.
Who?
I don't even.
She's I don't even know what genre she is,
right.
but some white girl. I don't know.
Okay.
Meek Mill, Rhapsody, DJ Ferris will be performing a free concert at Grant Park in Chicago. Shout out Chicago. On Thursday, September 5th. So the proceeds from the concert will be donated to social justice organizations, and parts of Trainer and Meek's performances will be live streamed on NBC and NFL Network's pregame coverage from 7:30 to 8:10 p.m. before the first game of the season kicks off between Chicago Bears and Green Bay Packers.
Green Bay Packers.
At Social Field. So that's a little bit of what
Soldier Field.
Soldier Field. What?
What
I'm all off today.
Said Social Field.
Social Field.
So that's a little bit of what came out from his first move with his partnership with the NFL.
Okay.
You don't like it, we know.
Right.
No, so who's buying this? Who's purchasing this?
He
I
on
saw
tour, right?
him last week, by the way. He was shout out. I was at the concert. But so who's buying this merchandise? We are.
People who are there.
We are the people. So why? I mean, I feel like with the NFL and their organizations, right, in their own pockets, they have money that goes their own proceeds go to these the breast cancer, all that kind of stuff. They fund that. So why are we funding this exactly?
They get the proceeds from the same place that Inspired Change is gonna get their proceeds from, us.
Right, so we're funding this by the merchandise and everything. But no, I feel like with the NFL and some of the other stuff, it comes out of their own pockets, not ours.
They get their money from us.
Some stuff like merchandise, ticket sales, things like that.
All of that is coming from
However,
us.
I also think outside of that, they have their own money that they donate.
What you mean?
What do you mean? What I mean?
Like I'm saying, the NFL gets all of their money
I feel like
from
they have.
us.
I don't know. I think that they have. So you feel like that's.
I'm just saying, where else would they get their money from?
You don't think they had their own money outside of us?
From other things that's not the NFL?
From the owners and those people who have their own money that
So
they
other things
donate.
that's not
Yes,
the NFL.
I mean not just.
I mean they probably do, but that ain't got
Yeah.
nothing to do with the NFL.
But I'm saying, but they're part of the NFL.
Because so if you have a job here in the mix, you got another job. The money you get from there got nothing to do with this.
So I feel that these owners
Right.
with the NFL put together
Right.
donate money to these other organizations.
Right.
So you feel like outside the NFL only gets money from us.
I
And you
feel
don't
like
think-
that has nothing to do with the NFL.
I disagree.
I mean, just because they're connected to the NFL doesn't mean it has something to do with the NFL. That's what I'm saying.
But do you know
if I'm a owner of an NFL team, and I give money out of my personal pocket to another cause, that has nothing to do with my NFL team. That's me personally, giving my money to another cause. Versus if I wanted it to be, then I would be like, it's me and insert team name here giving money to this cause. Then it becomes an NFL thing. But this is an NFL thing, so it's like, an NFL thing.
I just kind of feel like, why do we have to fund this? Why?
Who
I don't know.
else?
I just think that you know what? I'll say this. It's the first thing that came out. I think it's more like, okay, we have a charity concert and we're selling merchandise. We've done this before. I just personally feel like Jay-Z did not need to partner with the NFL to do exactly what he's doing now. To create merchandise and have put on concerts.
He's done it before.
But he didn't need to partner with the NFL to do it.
But the purpose of that was to help the NFL. Remember?
But I
had that
feel like the
convo
NFL. But think about it. Now look when is this concert airing?
I don't know. You had the article. I couldn't remember.
Pregame. So people will be
Pregame
tuning
Thursday,
in, which
right?
is going to do what for the NFL? Increase their what?
Viewers.
Isn't that part of their goal?
Yeah.
I think it's the opening, but I think their viewers were still going
Which
to be
is what we said
a
that they're
little
going
up
to
there
now,
in
which
numbers.
is what Jay-Z's primary goal. Not goal, but his deal for entertainment for this reason. So now it's going to increase their viewership and their ratings, which
It's also going to help the artist that's performing. It's also going to help.
they don't need the NFL to do that. No, they don't.
Yes,
Are you serious?
No.
Synergy. What are you talking about right now?
They need.
It will help the artists who are on the stage get more access, get more fans, which creates more, and just creates synergy.
Sure, all those
Ain't no
white,
sure,
all
yeah.
those white
Lizzo
people are going to
was
go
number-
and pick up Meek
Lizzo
Mill's
was
next,
number one because she
next.
got that platform on the MTV Music Awards.
All right, you gonna
That's
see?
why
So
she
you
was
think
number
all them
one.
white people that tune in? Because mind you, let's just talk about the white people, for example. You think if they see Meek Mill perform, I'm going to tune in to Meek Mill. Now I'm gonna get his next.
They probably were already listening to Meek Mill once when he was
Even if they
when he
wasn't,
was
let's
locked
say-
up and when Philly won the
let's say they
Super
get-
all
Bowl.
the
Let's say they get 4
those
million
Trump
viewers.
supporters
Now
are
I don't
going
think
to
Quarter of
see-
those
I don't think white folks
goes
will
to
be
listen to
tuned
Meek.
in, will be listening to Rhapsody.
I don't think they're gonna be listening to Meek
I
Mill
think they-
either.
they
Maybe
listen to
Megan
all of
Trainor,
them.
which is why they need to throw in a little white girl in there.
Lil Nas X sold that 10 million because white people bought it.
Lil Nas, but what did he do to? He wasn't doing a rap song.
Yeah, that's a
Kinda.
rap beat. That's a rap
Kinda.
beat.
It was
That's
a whole
rap
country
beat.
song. Come,
That's a rap beat.
y'all know I'm gonna be on this all day. I just think
808,
that.
that's a rap beat.
I just think that. I ain't impressed.
I know.
We know you're not.
No.
Unless it came out of his personal pocket.
Right.
Actually, yes. But that would one or no or two. I just feel like the NFL has already shown us what they truly support and their owners. They've already shown us. So I think,
So
and
there's
I think that's
no-
why I've been.
It's no space to right their
It
wrongs.
just
I
started.
don't
Like give
think-
it some
I don't
time.
think that they're genuine. I don't.
Okay.
And I think that's just why my take. So it's not even Jay-Z per se. That's why I say take him out.
Public corporations are all about money. Period. That's
Sure.
it.
So don't try.
Them, it's no different.
No. See, so let me correct my. Let me not correct, but clarify. It's
All the same.
it's not that you can't try. I don't think they're trying at all. I think that this.
Isn't trying. at
No,
all.
I think it's kind of like just telling black people, okay, we're just going to pacify you guys. Just shut up and we're going to entertain y'all and that's it. Period. I don't think that they're really about social justice. We seen their owners, all these owners are Trump supporters. We know what they support. We know the NFL
league
back.
is just now starting. Like, this is week 1. Give it time.
Right. All right, guys. The NFL shown us for centuries that they ain't been for black people.
The NBA did the same thing, and now it is the total opposite.
Okay, but we'll see. Y'all know that I'm a stick on this.
We love the NBA. I love the NBA more than any other sports league on this planet.
Come leaps and bounds from where they were.
Hell, they definitely.
I mean, I think that's the
goal.
goal.
Very different
like
from the NFL.
For this reason.
Yeah.
For that
like
reason.
Where
that's why
the
they're trying to
NBA
change.
is at right now and how vocal they are about the stuff that goes on in society, the NFL really will be the same way.
We're going to see if they're going to make some changes, NFL. I don't think
Let's
that
be
they
optimistic.
are. I just don't think that
Right.
they're
Let's be optimistic here, you know.
I mean, I'm not, but okay.
They got the right person in charge, but, you know.
Just tune in.
Okay.
Keep it locked. Stay in the mix.
Let's not tear down a black man for trying.
Yeah.
That's all right. I could go on and on with that.
Hell yeah, man. Moving on to some news. The Bahamas have been seriously affected by Hurricane Dorian. So we send out our prayers to those
Yeah,
who
man.
are living there or even just
for
visiting.
real. They said the hurricane stopped on the Bahamas and was just like posted right there for hours, just pounding it.
It's just crazy.
This sounds like such a dumb question. What?
No, I was just saying from what I just said, but
Good.
Who names the hurricanes?
I don't freaking know.
You know what? I looked it up before.
I just want to know. I've always wanted to know that since I was like a
You
kid.
have your phone right there. Google it.
I forgot.
All right, I mean, right though.
I
Like a lot
forgot
of
who
people.
names them, but I know they said they kind of name them in like alphabetical order.
They do.
And they try to like, I think do something different with the names or something like that. That's why we get like Katrina and Harvey, and my man's down the street is probably a hurricane named after him or something. I got an auntie that probably had a hurricane named after her. Ain't no telling. I mean, ain't no telling.
I'm gonna have to research this, but
yeah, you have to research
the
that.
World Meteorologist Organization. Oh, they have their own organization. I guess that does that. I've never knew that. That's so. See, you learn something new every day.
Yeah.
I'm just fascinated by that, but more so to the people who live there.
Some of these hurricanes be having more pleasing names than some actual folks in real life. Like I would never name my child Hennessy.
Damn.
Or Alizé.
It
Right.
would never be that.
That sound like a drink.
Yep.
Like you about
I'm
to-
not a black
you
person
get
named
two
this hurricane. I don't know any
Hennessy's.
white person named no Hurricane Dorian. I don't know no white people named Dorian.
I know somebody named Dorian.
That's white?
Yeah.
Oh,
from
good.
elementary
I
school.
don't
There's a girl, Dorian. Shout out to Dorian.
Oh man. But that's all I have for what you mixing up. Or did you have anything else? You know you. As soon as we about to go on to something
I
else.
know. I feel like. Wait. No, I think I got. I do always do that. Cause you always give me some good stuff.
I
In
wasn't
my
gonna
opinion.
miss it, and you didn't even give me a chance.
You
All I did was
you didn't even read the Jay-Z thing. You know what?
'Cause
No,
I didn't-
have nothing else.
My goodness, I was gonna let you bring it up. Damn. Anyway, so we're gonna turn things over to Chi-Town's finest, man. 'Cause y'all know how he gets down.
Y'all know how I give it up. You know what I'm saying? In my DaBaby voice. You know what I'm saying? I keep my clippers to these heads and I keep my ears to these streets.
Mm-hmm.
I also keep my ears to these streets and I keep the clippers to these heads. However you want to put it. But all I know is at the end of the day, I got something for y'all. So this is my thing, right? The word for the day.
I turn my chair around. For
Oh,
this.
yeah.
You know, we was battling 2 weeks ago.
Oh, nah.
No, ain't no debate today. Huh?
No. Because I think we can all chime in on this one. But
Okay.
the word of the day is context. Now, when I say context, I mean we as human beings, and we are conversationalists. We converse. Some of us. I mean, all of us try to be, because everybody talk to people, unless you're just one of them weirdos that don't talk to nobody. Then keep it that way. But the thing is, you know, there's like an art to conversation. Mm-hmm. In this art to conversation, it depends on who you're talking to, the dynamic in which you're talking to, and it also depends on the context in which you're talking about. Right. Meaning, if y'all two was having a conversation, right, about whatever in the world, and then I walked into the room and I heard what y'all was talking about, it would be my duty, if I want to participate in the conversation, to understand what y'all talking about, right, and then understand the context, understand why I can and cannot chime in or whatever, when I should shut up, when I could talk, but most importantly, understand the context. Or else I could do it's this thing that people do called sound like a fucking idiot. Let me wash my mouth. But sound like an idiot though. So with that being said, because I've seen a few examples over the last few days, and you know, I was just like, you know, keeping my clippers to these heads and my ear to the streets, and people have been talking, and it's this comedian guy, y'all probably heard of him before. His name is Dave Chappelle. Mm-hmm. You know, he's had a great a new stand-up on Netflix.
Hilarious.
He's talking about a whole lot of stuff. Now, I love comedy. I like the art of comedy, and I like the way that you can talk about serious things in a joking manner and still get points across, and it be hilarious.
Right.
He talked about a lot of great points. Now, of course, we live in this world where social media exists, so a lot of people have been talking about a whole lot of things about it, but a lot of people also haven't seen it. And a lot of people, based off what other people are talking about and saying about it, makes them not want to see it. But somehow, they're still talking about it. And you know what they're saying? The people that didn't see it, it's like they're talking about it more than people that have seen it, because the people that have seen it, like, I understand the context.
Right.
And I laugh. So the people making these think pieces, and they're just like, oh my God, I seen a 30-second clip on my Twitter feed, and it made me just say I don't want to watch this at all. And it's just like, bruh, do you even really know what he's talking about? You don't. And I know we all have some kind of example of something of this happening, because this isn't the only thing that my ear to the streets has been happening. Because speaking of Jay, it happened again with Jay. It was another somebody asked him a question somewhere else, and he made a comment saying, talking about how like black kids that like coming from like fatherless homes or something like that have problems with authority. And he said, like, you know, when you have problems with authority, it can lead to other problems with authority. Like, you got a problem with somebody telling you what to do, you go out to the street, police tell you to put your hands up. We know the police are scared of people, and they gonna shoot you for no reason. You don't put your hands up, they shoot you for no reason. And then stuff like that happens. It's a cycle, et cetera, et cetera. Now, that's one of those situations where I know it was more context to the conversation, but even from just that piece right there, you should have been able to pull the context that he's not saying the police are shooting us because people don't listen. He's saying that's an example. He could have easily used another example and been like, you know, kids have a problem with authority. They go to school, don't listen to their teacher, they get written up. They get suspended or something like that.
A lot of people aren't Jay-Z fans right now, so maybe he should have
said
said that.
But that's the thing, though, because it started even back when he announced the deal, and nobody knew anything about the deal, and they was taking clips of that whole entire 46-minute press conference when he was getting berated with questions by these media people, and they was taking clips from that and doing the same thing. And I just want to know, why don't people know how to use context?
I think people don't know how to use context because we have social media today. So you have people today that really don't like to, you know, sit back and either pick up a book or actually get their sources from CNN and at the Shade Room. So, you know, you have people, and it's sad because you really do have some fucking idiots out here that really, it's like, you know, the context that they're trying to get out of this, but you don't want to hear it. It's like you heard what he said, and when it came out, it was like, all right, I heard something totally different. I'm going to speak my mind on it. And then you also have people out here who want to act like they're just like this smart, intelligent person and be trying to break down everything, like every little thing. You know how people get on social media. They now become, they think they work for the CSI, crime scene investigators. You know, everybody just something. You become a whole new person on social media. Like, you become this different person that, in our reality, that's not you.
I think some people they want to hear what they want to hear, rather than what was said. Yeah. And I don't know, maybe they feel like just to get in a conversation or to have a point. Some people just have selective hearing too. Yeah. You know that. So I think it kind of extends beyond social media. Perspective is another thing as well. So I think while someone may say, well, you took out of context, the other person can argue, well, did I? Because this is how I perceive what you were trying to convey, right? So
you can still be wrong though in that way.
No, but here's the thing.
For those people that do that, of course.
But for those people who do that, is it really a right or wrong in that case? Well, no, it is, because you maybe didn't mean it that way. But again, we all know that people perceive things differently. So the way they have perceived it, maybe at the time, even though they weren't wrong, they're thinking they're not wrong because it's their perception. That's why I'm
saying you gotta use the context. Like, especially if it was a conversation you weren't a part of, you gonna come in and perceive only to the extent of your perception, and then you're gonna start to project that, and then it's like you just entered into a conversation using only your perception of this little part of the conversation, and now you're trying to join this conversation, and you kind of starting to sound brazen, like people. But like you was just saying though too, some people, they just kind of want to hear themselves. They want to say what they want to say just because they want to say it. Yeah. And from that, I was having a conversation with one of my best friends back home, and he made a point that I felt like was I was like, yo, bro, I think you might have just made a fact right there. But he was saying a lot of people do this. It's like a power struggle. Like we see, but like Jules just said, because we got social media, that gave everybody with an opinion to feel like now their opinion has some kind of power. Because, just like that, any opinion can go viral. Whether it's stupid, whether it's smart, whether it's good, whether it's bad, whatever, it can go viral. So now it's like if somebody does something that's getting a lot of attention and you say something, maybe you got a chance to steal all of that attention that they're getting and put it on you. And a lot of people wouldn't even really know what to do with that attention, but they still want it. So it's just like, hey, I know this person just said this, but let me go against the grain and just say something real brazy, and to all of the people that this has their attention. And then when it don't work, they might try again, or they might just continually try, because if it's one thing we know about this world, and especially social media and media period, everybody likes controversy. That's like one of the easiest ways to get attention. Right. I can literally walk into a room full of people and yell out the B word. I guarantee everybody in there just look at me like for no reason. You might have one person like me, probably this fool tripping. I'm not about to look. You might have a couple people like that, but for the most part, everybody gonna look at you. You're gonna have a bunch of people saying, "Why in the world would you come here and say that?" You're gonna have some people that think they was talking to them. Think whatever, regardless, the person that said it, if I were to be the person that said it just for the sake of the attention and that power of that attention, I would be satisfied that I just got the attention. And I feel like that is a very big part of the reason why people just refuse to use context in a lot of situations.
So in the Dave Chappelle, situation, I also heard that for some of the people who did watch it, it was very offensive. So these are people maybe didn't take anything out of context. They actually just was offended by the things that he was saying.
And to be offended at a comedian's jokes, right? Imagine that.
What were some of the jokes that were?
He made jokes about the opioid crisis. He made jokes about the LGBTQ. He made jokes about them shooting up schools. He made jokes about the Michael Jackson situation.
He made jokes about Jussie
Smollett. He made jokes about
AKA Juicy
Smollett. He made jokes. Yeah, he made jokes about.
I don't want to see all the memes and the Juicy now. I know where the memes came from.
He made jokes about like social media culture, doing stuff like Kevin Hart's situation when they pulled up some tweets from like 10 years ago and was trying to like make him apologize for some, and he was kind of saying the same thing, like, bro, like it's jokes. And he made jokes about stuff that people said about him that just wasn't true, to acknowledge certain things and just poke fun at certain things and really just be like, bro, relax. But it was a plethora of things, but it was well done. Also, let some people tell it. He went up there and spent the hour talking about one thing, and it was gay people or trans people or
so they kind of focused on that.
That's why I'm saying like,
and that was one of like one of the videos that had surfaced, and it was probably a good minute and 30 some seconds of the video clip of him, and they, of course, everybody gonna try to be like, oh, he's just bashing the LGBTQ community. So it's like, no. Everybody's just sensitive in this world.
Right, so that's what I'm saying. Was it really that people took things out of context in this case, or it was just sensitive?
I mean, because it was both.
Now, a lot of people like, sensitive is such an objective thing or whatever, and people don't like being called that. But there is a such thing as being sensitive, and we gotta acknowledge that. But also, like I said, was like kind of being created based off of this like non-usage of context. It's like you looking at it and it's just like, come on, bro. Nobody is exempt from being joked on. Not one person.
Right.
Not no religion, not no person, no color, no however they identify themselves, whatever their sexual preferences. Nobody's exempt from a joke. Nobody.
You see, I feel like the thing is, you have people that when they hear someone say something, they're saying the same thing, but it's just behind closed doors, where everyone else on the outside can't really hear how they truly feel about something. So it's like once they hear someone say it, it now becomes an issue, and they just want to join in on that train. So now they want to jump in on the trend and the wave and all. Oh, well, yeah, you know, I can't believe he said that.
I can't. It was a joke.
And guess what? Everyone who has an issue with what he was saying, he's not going to care. He's not going to go on someone's show and apologize for anything that he said.
He doesn't. He shouldn't.
I really want to watch it now just to see exactly like
Should have
what
been
people
watched
could
it.
Gotta watch it.
I
feel like we always got to wait for you with something. We had to wait for you with Avengers. What else did we have to wait for her
with? On purpose.
Like, what else did
She
we
was
have
doing
to
it on
wait?
purpose.
Yeah.
She gotta wait like a month after the world seen it.
I don't have Netflix. I canceled it. I told y'all for Amazon Prime.
Bro, you be acting like you don't have a team that can still get you the
You
connect
all
with
right?
something.
Well, then give me the connect then, since you have all this lip.
Nah, cause
This looks like a job for So Effing Classy.
facts.
Right.
Hold
All
it down.
that.
She might be texting you something right now.
She about to get
Hold
you
it down.
a little
Anyway,
something.
but-
but
anyway.
but you know that was my thing about context. My other part though, I wanted to say something. My other part to shop talk, because even when I'm away and I'm in Chicago, I still got my ears to the streets, and even in Chicago, I got clippers to them heads. And I had a pretty humbling experience when I was back at home. As soon as I touched down in the town, right? And we kind of spoke about it off air. Y'all had a couple situations. I would like for y'all to chime in, but for the mixiners out there, so I get home or whatever. My cousin Rich King Roy, shout out to the brand. He picked me up from the airport, and we just doing what we do, mogul talk, whatever. We talking on the way back to my crib, and I'm probably like 4 blocks away from my house at this point. We pull up to the light, and almost in the middle of me talking, I see somebody, and I'm just like, oh shoot. And it was like one of my classmates that I graduated from high school with. I graduated from high school in 2008, and he was on like the corner at the intersection, and he was selling waters. And I'm like, man, like it was like a whole bunch of stuff hit me like at the same moment, because I'm just like, yo, we graduated from the same high school or whatever. How in 11 years, what happened to the point where you had to come out here, selling waters? Like, I feel like you had some kind of other opportunities or something. I don't, life happens. So I was real humble about it, because I didn't want him to feel embarrassed. He came up to the car, dapped me up, whatever. And I was just like, man, it was almost like survivor's remorse, like survivor's guilt. Because I'm just like, man, like I made something else out of a different situation, out of a similar situation. We graduated from the same high school.
Right.
So I'm just like, how in the world? And I'm sitting here trying to think, like, quantify like the hustler aspect. Well, at least you can go buy a 24-pack of water for $4 and sell every water for $1 a piece, $20 profit. But then I'm just like, man, we almost 30, bro. That's not gonna cut it for how long you have to be out there.
Like we talk off air, I was wondering if there's another reason why he was selling the waters, and not like this is like my day job.
And that's why. And even with me thinking that, I had a whole conversation with my cousin when I got home, my sister, even my niece, and she's 13, because I was just like, that's like a hustle that you do, because the amount of time it would take you to sell so many waters just out there selling you, it's gonna be hundreds of cars that's gonna go past you and not even look your way.
Right.
And then a few where you are gonna sell, it's like, how long would it really take you to sell as many waters to make somewhat of a profit? And what would be considered somewhat of a profit versus the amount of time? Like, was it really worth it? Like, that is it something else?
I mean, we don't know.
I don't.
Oh yeah, you don't know. Not asking you if you know, but like,
if he was, I would have hoped he would have let that be known. Maybe that would give people some sort of incentive to actually buy from him, versus him just looking like a person just standing there with a cooler full of waters and trying to sell them. And I'm just like, dang, bro. But I will say one thing though, it was humbling, and it motivated me to I feel like it made me look at like a situation a little bit different, like on some I want to try to like start a business or something like that for people, because I don't know his situation, but I just always feel like there's a better opportunity there, you know what I'm saying, knowing that, you know, we at least still went to the same high school. I don't know his situation, but it's a better opportunity there for you to have to sell waters, you know what I'm saying, as an adult. So I don't know what in the world, but I know y'all was saying y'all had like similar experience before or something like that.
Yeah, it was crazy because, again, you know, we go to high school with people, and we've been out of high school now for so many years. You know, it's been 12 years for me, and I went to high school with this girl, and I get a text with a link telling me to look at it, and her ass is on the news, you know, and she, like, when I say, like, in high school, she was gorgeous, like, gorgeous, nice physique and everything, great personality. When you look at her now, she looks like she's been on drugs, like heavy drugs, the drugs that'll mess you up. And
well, let me pause you on that, because I've seen a lot of people in high school that's not even on drugs and look like life has gotten to them.
Yeah,
like you,
yeah.
But so
Damn.
nah, let me quit. Nah, but so she was on the news because she went into the Family Dollar by herself, left her child at home. Mind you, there's nothing but drugs just laying around on the table. Leave your child alone around drugs. Then you're going in there, you call the cops because you can't find your child. You think they not about to look at the cameras to actually see if you came in there with your child? Of course, they didn't see any child with her walking in, so now you're being locked up. Then on top of that, pretty sure they're going to take your child away.
Yeah, that's
like, it's crazy.
It's crazy. You have to wonder how she even got involved.
Yeah, like I would want to
like
know, like, how did you even
get
to this point? That's what I'm hearing too.
I have clients that's like that they had their were doing well and they had a boyfriend or someone they knew.
Can't always do it like that. Bobby Brown said definitely can't always say.
No, not saying that's not always, but in some of the cases, they've had like significant others who was even using drugs or selling drugs, and they got hooked. Sometimes people feel like the only way that I connect with this person is to be involved in their lifestyle. So
yeah, that is a
like
good point.
Lakeisha
That
and
is a good
Tommy,
point. Yeah,
Power. That's kind of, well, she wanted all the glitz and glam that came with it, but that's kind of an example of what maybe real life ladies or men, probably experience. So, in my case, it was a guy who was like, we were like all like honors and GT classes together. He did go to college. I don't know what transpired between college and him being a cashier at Rite Aid. And I was so shocked when I seen this. It's like years later. I think this would be like last year I saw him. And I really wanted to ask, like, what happened?
Right.
You know, because he's, with his intelligence, I could just imagine him doing like maybe something like engineering or like computer tech, something along those lines. And life just hit him, and now he's like trying to make his way through being a cashier at Rite Aid. So it was like, it made me think like, wow, how life can be for any of us.
Yeah,
you know?
It's humbling.
It is very
Really
humbling,
is.
and you
Really
don't really
is
know
humbling.
what people go through in their time of transition. So yeah, I was really taken aback by it, but it just kind of made me think and be grateful, I guess, from where I am in my life. But yeah,
because I mean, at this point, it could be worse.
It could
go out here and see people who life
and
really
here's the
hit
thing,
them fast.
I think I don't want people to think like we're like bash selling waters, or, well, in the case of your, you know, drugs, or in his case being a cashier at Rite Aid, it was just more shocking for me to see what else he could have been doing with his life, only to see that this is like, because most people you think at cashier, Rite Aid, Dollar Tree, you think are like high school kids, maybe like beginning of college. You don't think like post college that's where you will be. So but again, life does hit us in all different ways, and you never know how you get knocked down, and you got to do what you got to do. So I at least admire that maybe I don't know if he was ashamed or not. I don't know. Because I don't
He
think he'll be
wasn't.
ashamed
He
of,
wasn't.
but
And I
that
didn't-
he's
I
just
didn't
doing
want
what
him
he
to
has to do. Because
'Cause
some other people probably be too prideful and they're like, nah, I
That's
ain't
what
gonna
I
go
was
out there
saying.
and some of the waters are working at Rite Aid and working at McDonald's and I'm not making any money. So
That's what I was saying.
Right.
You
'Cause,
know.
I mean, you have people who sit there and complain about not having a job, but there are jobs that are hiring. But
Right, and they
because your
just-
pride is in the way, the fact that you might be a certain age, you don't want people to see you working at a McDonald's or a Wendy's or something. But it's like, yo, you're bringing home a check.
They got
Yeah.
benefits too. At McDonald's, you doing all right.
Right.
Could have
You
been
know?
something. Ain't no telling. He could have tried to get a job before, couldn't get a job or something. Ain't no telling. But
That's because a
it
lot
didn't
of people
stop him though. That's why I was
right.
like, I understand the hustler's mindset, the hustler's
Yeah.
ambition. That's why I was like, I'm never gonna knock it. And I was just thinking though, like, man, like, hopefully, like you said, it is a part of a bigger plan. Like he trying to do something to get up out of a rut
Right.
or something like that, and he got something else, coming out of that. But I had like 1,000 think pieces that just immediately popped into my head.
Kind of like
And
you
it was
had to sit and have a whole conversation just to see exactly
Yeah.
like what brought him to this
Yeah.
point and what exactly he's doing, what he's planning to do. Because life ain't over just because you selling
It's
water.
not.
Like
Yeah.
maybe this could be another
He's still
transition.
young.
You know what's so
Right.
crazy too? You're probably going to end up hearing like the full story of what really
I could.
transpired like this week.
He didn't grow up too far from me, so I'm pretty sure, like, I can hear it from somebody that know him or something. But I mean, still though, I was just like, man, it was like survivor's guilt was the first thing that came to mind, because I'm like, I had on my my alumni hoodie. You know what I'm saying? I be wearing that in the airport and stuff. So I pulled up and I'm just in the car. And I'm just like, man, he
Do you
pulled
know
up
if
to
he
me.
went to college or not?
He didn't.
Oh, okay.
He didn't. But that's why I'm just like, I'm in here with my alumni hoodie on the way home or whatever, and he right here selling some waters or something. That's why I was like, man, I didn't want him to feel ashamed or embarrassed or nothing like that, and I was just feeling this, like, I don't know, man. It was humbling though, because I hope he come up out of that with if you got that kind of hustle though, where you would go out there and sell some waters, bro.
I mean, like you say, you never know what he got to do to survive out here.
Ain't no
It
telling.
gets hard.
It takes
So,
somebody seeing him, somebody like me seeing him or something. It could be somebody else in the city, that know him too, see him, and they can have an opportunity for him. So that's why that's why I was going with it. Like, maybe I could open up a business or somewhere in Chicago and he can get a job out of that or something maybe. But
Yeah, because you have some people who, like, if they get hit with a tough situation, it's almost as if like they're now expecting they're now dependent on them, and then when things don't go out, they look to blame them, and it's like it's almost like I know you saw the video of the kid who got laid off from his job, and he was on the freeway, had a sign, and was passing out resumes.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah, so I mean, it was something, and I'm pretty sure since then he's probably landed a job.
That's one of the upsides to social media, because they was just like, Twitter do your thing, and next thing you know, the guy was posting like, yo, I don't know how this went viral, but I just woke up to hundreds of emails of offers from these places. I'm grateful, whatever.
Yeah.
So that's definitely what's up.
If that's how the universe works.
Yeah, you can
I'm sending that energy his way.
This kind of makes me think like it's safe to say that we're not all the way where we want to be, right? So thinking ahead, where would you like to go as far as career wise? Like for myself, I just need to be in my own practice at this point. Like I don't ever see myself working for an organization. Like it has to be, if I do, it will be probably government or the hospital, but ultimately I want to have my own practice, which is attainable. All the folks that I went to school with now in private practice, I think I'm just a little scared, but I have people around me who's like encouraging me, like you just need to just go for it and just do it.
If my man ain't scared, just go out there and sell no water.
I know, right? Like I feel like I have the potential. I know I do. I just like, I don't know if that security.
It's going to happen.
But
like
that's where I want to be. Ultimately.
Like I think for me, it's definitely with my show and just having it syndicated, have like my own station and everything. Just wake up and just be able to know that the work that I'm doing is what I'm passionate about. I'm waking up, going there, doing what I got to do, and I don't have to work with a coworker who's mad, annoying, and lazy. So stuff like that. Yeah, like that. I know that's where I'm going to be. So you just gotta take the proper steps and getting it done.
That's a fact. Because I know me, law school is still that's still the next step. That's still absolutely the next step. But like you said, it's a process too. So if my man can go out there, I feel like that's part of his process. If he can go out there, I mean, you know what that is LSAT and then
Yeah, I was gonna say, what are your
letters of
like
recommendations
challenges
and just the
for stopping you right now?
For one, the amount of money that law school costs.
Yes.
You know, because I mean, of course, I can do stuff to try to get scholarships, but those aren't guaranteed. So my whole thing was like, if I could find a way to make sure that I have enough money to pay for it, if I got to pay out of pocket, so that I don't end up in debt, I could do that first, or at least work towards that, and then like work towards scholarships or something too, or find some kind of way to get it paid for.
Yeah.
That's all. But like I said, it's all a process, and it's all a part of a plan that I can easily put into motion. Like I said, if my mans can go out there and sell waters, I shouldn't even be scared to start that process.
Not
But
at all.
I mean,
I think that's
yeah.
I feel like it's once you start the process,
Yeah.
it makes you feel good, and
Yeah.
now your mindset is just like, all right, I don't even want to stop. Like, let me keep going.
I think for me right now, I got licensed in 2015. So I've only been 4 years in this. So I'm going to be a therapist for all my life. I have a whole nother 30 plus years. So I just feel like I need a little bit more experience. But people are like jumping out there already who just graduated, which I think is super dope. And the more I see people get into their private practice, I'm like, I ain't got to wait 5-10 years. Like, I could do this too. You know, like, so that's where I'm gonna be. Man.
Make it happen, man. You gotta claim
I
it.
have to make it happen.
Gotta
But
claim
we're
it.
moving up in the corporate ladder. For least for me, I am.
I'm holding it down,
So
man. Shout out to my mans. My Mustang mans. And as far as that goes, though, I had my ears to the streets, and I had them clippers to them heads, and that's how we give it up on Shop Talk, man.
Good shop talk right there. Good shop talk. So y'all know what we about to move on to.
Let's do it.
Moving on to Whose Mans Is This?
All right.
And I got a couple Whose Mans Is This, and I'm pretty sure you guys do tonight. And one person who they don't even least expect getting a Whose Mans Is This. But first, Whose Mans Is This? We'll go to that. It's really crazy at this point. Like it was all funny and fine and dandy, with everyone really going crazy and really looking at it when you bring up the Boondocks video and how they were acting when the place ran out of the chicken, and then they ended up like getting sick. All those people who were tripping,
Right.
y'all didn't get the chicken, and you should be happy because everybody who did get it ended up sick. But y'all just taking things a little too extreme. Customers now pulling out guns on Popeyes employees because they ran out of chicken. They didn't have the sandwiches anymore. You had 2 women and 3 men go up into Popeyes and pull a gun out. Not only did they do that, but they left a child in the vehicle while they went to do this.
Leaving their children.
What is up with everyone really wilding about these sandwiches?
Aren't they they discontinue the sandwiches right now?
I believe so.
Okay.
But it's just crazy because y'all are wilding.
They act
Like
they
this
never
is-
had chicken sandwich before.
I had a chicken sandwich at Chick-fil-A and Wendy's, and y'all are acting like this at
I don't know
Popeyes.
Yeah,
Like
like,
honestly, it's not even cute, yo. Like it's really disgraceful because you're doing all of this just to either get your 5 seconds of fame, have people discuss, oh, this is what you did, but then nobody's going to remember you. You're going to be the person that's looked at as going up in Popeyes with a gun because they did not have.
It sounds so silly when you say it.
It does,
like,
but it's
out
just
loud.
like, yo, you're going in there with a gun. What are you going to do? You think chicken's going to magically appear at this point because you have a gun? It should never be that deep. Oh, and I must say,
I blame?
what you blame?
Social media.
Yeah, it's crazy, but
blame
I
social
I
media
must
for
throw
this.
this out there since we're on the Popeyes and the chicken sandwiches and everything. So I had the opportunity of course, I had the spicy chicken on last week's episode. So over the weekend and during that week too, I was like, you know what? Let me try the spicy chicken from Chick-fil-A, and then I also tried the spicy chicken from Wendy's.
Right.
Popeyes has the best chicken. Spicy chicken.
You reneged?
Yeah, spicy.
You changed
Not
it?
because I had the original last week.
Yeah, it was.
So
we
it
tried
was the original.
dress
We
on the
already
show.
said Popeyes won because they have the better fries.
You don't eat meat.
It doesn't
Pause.
matter. I keep telling you, you have to have the entire meal. So Popeyes wins.
For the sandwich and And the fries.
C for the sandwich and the fries.
She not rocking with the waffle fries.
It's not that the waffle fries
Waffle
aren't
fries
good.
are
They're
bomb.
just
So
not,
they're not better than
Popeyes.
Popeyes, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Like you don't even have to have a taste test.
They're not
for that.
Popeyes.
So Popeyes for the win.
Anyway, but yeah, y'all
Anyway,
getting a
so
little
can we
carried
bless
away.
them
So
with the
can we
whose
bless
mans
them
is
with a
it?
whose man's
I'm
is
trying to
this?
think if I have
Hey, who mans is this?
What type of mans is it?
Who mans is this?
As you're thinking about, if you have a whose man's is this, you're actually one of our whose man's is this.
Oh man.
So
It's
we
been
all know.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a minute, but we all know
Why is
how.
it gotta be a minute though?
No.
Like, you guys.
been
So
a
we
minute.
all know
I
how
wanna see.
Aaliyah gets whenever people decide that they want to join in on a trend. I remember how she was digging down our throats. Pause.
right, I'ma
like
let you-
a
I'ma
couple
let
weeks.
you talk.
A couple
I'ma
weeks
finish.
ago, I think it was because people were doing like the old people faces challenge and whatnot. Yeah. She was
Instagram.
just like, I don't understand why people get on social media and do X, Y, and Z going
I
ham,
did not
right?
say
I know where he's
that.
going with this.
So, guess who decides she wants to join in on the DMX challenge over the weekend?
Brenda, Letitia, Linda, Felicia, Dawn, LaShawn, Inez, and Teresa. Oh man.
Guess who
Hey.
decides they want to join
say it.
in on the trend?
You can plead the fifth or say you got hacked.
No, I'm not gonna plead the fifth because I got something to say. I'm gonna let him
What
finish.
you gotta say? I want to bless her because I need you to not be a hypocrite at times. It's
First of
challenges.
all-
It's challenges that you could do out there and
Gotta
have
get a
fun.
whose man's is
You
this?
wanted to have fun. Just say that. Just say it was a challenge you wanted to have fun with.
First of all, I said, why do people jump on everything that is trendy? That's what I said. I
Well,
didn't
this
say
was
that-
trendy.
I didn't say that you can't do a challenge. I never said that. I just said people seem to jump on every like little thing that comes out, and I don't. But this was one thing I said, well, I got different looks. I want to get in on this one. I never said I wouldn't do a challenge or I was against it. I just said people just seem to jump on every little
Nah,
thing.
so-
That's what you can run it back. That's exactly what I said.
I'm not going to run it back because guess what? You tried to play
I
everybody
didn't
that
try
was
to play
jumping
that.
on it.
I said that whole old people ate face app. I didn't do that. That wasn't appealing to me. This was. So technically, I really shouldn't be getting whose mess is this.
Well, the pics that you posted wasn't appealing to others. You left out a pic.
Hey, who mans is this?
Oh man.
You left out a pic.
Who mans is this?
anyway,
Everybody always
business
want,
this.
everybody always
Oh,
want to
he
show
is
their
with the
glow up
double.
pics.
Who mans is this?
Brenda, Letitia, Linda, Felicia,
Right.
Dawn, LaShawn, Inez, and Teresa.
She
I
ain't even
did.
yeah, and she didn't even do the video.
nope. So I
She
could do
did
it
a
the way I
pic
wanted to.
collage.
I could do it the way I want to do it.
Oh,
Shout
man.
out to the 93
Yo,
and 4 people who liked my pic collage.
No. If you're gonna do the challenge, you have to do the challenge right. No, she didn't even play the
I
song.
can do it the way I want to do it.
All she did was, she gonna be corny with it. Oh well, I guess I thought this was a cute challenge, so let me join in. Brenda, Letitia, Linda, Felicia, ... DMX challenge. No.
Brenda, Letitia, Linda, Aaliyah.
You ain't even do the challenge right.
Oh, wait.
I did the way I wanted to do it.
This.
Yo, stop if you're going to join in on a challenge, do it the correct way.
You know what? I'm off.
Trying to remix your own thing.
And guess what?
was a
The
remix.
90-something people liked it too.
They was just being nice.
Nah, they wasn't being
He
nice.
said
They
he-
liked it.
What's that 90-something? Whose mess is this?
They all getting it.
Nah, they can't get it. They can't get it. But I don't have a whose man's is this.
You can't say you don't have a whose man's
I
is this and
don't.
you just got blessed with it.
I said I don't have one for myself
Okay.
in general.
Oh my
yes.
bad. All right. I'll
Do
cut
you
you
have a
some
whose
slack.
man?
I got a whose mess is this though.
man.
Speaking of social media, it's actually my favorite social media. Twitter. I have to give Twitter a whose mess is this.
Uh-oh.
Hey, who mans is this?
Oh man. So
Man, what happened?
so you know how like
Mans is this?
you can get like your Twitter account suspended if you're talking about like hateful stuff or whatever. So Twitter has this thing where like they banned a lot of ISIS tweets. Like if you tweeting about like ISIS stuff, they ban you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So people was like, damn, if y'all gonna ban them, y'all should ban these neo-Nazi MFs out here, whatever.
Right.
But they can't. And people like, what do you mean you can't? Come to find out, if they ban these neo-Nazi Twitter accounts, they're going to end up banning a lot of Republicans. Go figure. And they're like, well, we almost can't really ban their account because
Oh my gosh.
political reasons. So for some reason now you can be a neo-Nazi on Twitter, but you can't be ISIS. And
Yo,
I
that's-
just don't know whose man's this is.
Hey, whose man's is this?
And one more too though, because there was another video of this guy.
Is this?
He let a little bit of truth spill out. He was what was he doing? It was a white supremacist. He was at like a straight pride parade.
Mm-hmm.
And
Straight pride parade. I've never.
Oh
done
straight
yeah,
pride
they-
parade.
Yeah, because
I didn't know it was a thing. It shouldn't even be a
Yeah,
thing.
no, it actually just started. This is
they
fresh
need to
because
stop that. They just started it. They need to just stop that too.
Yeah.
But it was a guy. He was a white supremacist. He was at like the straight pride parade giving a giving a speech, and he was just like, "Yeah, we are all good, like American racists." That, and they was like, "Oh my bad." He called everybody in that racist on accident, but he let a little bit of truth, slide in there. He just pretty much admitted everybody was racist. But who's people in there start cheering, got you, got you.
Scott.
You caught it.
Now that's
slick.
one of those videos where you can't take anything out of context.
Can't take that back.
You
can't
meant
take-
what you said.
He meant what he said. He just let a little bit of truth slip out. He was feeling himself too much. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good though.
Got to do
we
better.
knew
out
what
here.
it was.
Got to do better out here. Oh, you know what? One more person I'm gonna bless with the whose man's is this, and I'm sorry, Kay. But your girl Nikki needs a whose man's is this.
Hey, whose man's is this?
I know. No. Hell no. That has nothing to do with that.
Is this?
I'm talking about her, and she needs to give up on twerking. She looks horrible in that video that her and Meg just dropped. You can't even go toe to toe with Meg trying to twerk, and she looked horrible. Meg was no hands. Here go Nikki, damn near about to fall off the seat trying to twerk. Ass ain't even moving. I know you seen it.
She's a rapper. She's not a twerker.
Oh, that's what.
She's not a twerker. You know what I mean?
Yo, don't give her no excuses, man. Just say shit.
If you gave her that one, hey, whose man's is this?
All right.
Yes. I tried to be quiet.
Whose man's is this?
She
That's
got
all
to
I'm
get
gonna
that.
say.
She got to get that.
She got to do better, man. Nah, but that's all I have for whose man's is this. You sure you don't have nothing?
Nope.
I'm surprised.
I don't have nothing.
I'm really surprised, man. But
You're not gonna give Cardi one?
for what?
You're not gonna give Cardi one, bro?
What she
What
getting
Cardi
one
doing?
for?
I come to make sure y'all hear me clear.
What's she doing?
Y'all would give Nikki one for that.
Yo, he's really a kin.
No, because you can reach out to
What she? I want to know what she did.
What did Cardi do?
So, okay, Lizzo has #1 song, okay, Billboard, after her performance on MTV Awards.
Okay.
That's good. Now, Cardi came out and congratulated her, trying to doing the same thing that y'all said that Nicki did with Meg. Is it really genuine congratulations? Is it genuine, or is she just trying to ride Lizzo's wave?
I mean, I don't think she really
Cardi can't play no flute.
But I mean,
Exactly.
did she come? But did she come out like with another song, or is she
No.
still riding the wave? All right, so I mean, it's really no wave that she riding with Lizzo.
What you mean?
It's really no wave. I mean, Lizzo is extremely talented, but
Very
I mean,
much
she's
so.
She's not like riding a wave. And I
So you
don't
say it's
even,
too soon for that to be on the wave because you only got one #1 song.
not even that, but it's just I don't think them two would mesh well on a track together.
It's coming. It's coming.
I don't think so.
We gonna see.
I'm saying. Okay, so if y'all remember when y'all said that,
I'm thinking she did something bad. Oh no, you.
That's it. That's all I
Hey yo, nah. You know what? Hey, give DJ Diamond Ken whose man's is this?
How can I get a reverse? Who's
Hey, whose man's is this?
not in this conversation.
No, I'm saying I gave Nicki one for
Also,
Hot Girl Summer.
so anytime Nikki gets something, we gotta give another female artist something.
We gotta hold you to
know
the
what this
same
is an
standards.
example of? It's the context.
Yo,
Huh?
This is an example of context.
Oh my gosh,
when
man.
Nikki
Let
did
him
it
have
at
that.
first, we knew she was doing it for that reason.
Oh,
Cardi's a little
man.
bit more genuine. We know. her
Hell
as that.
yeah. Well, listen, man. We have any church announcements? Yes. I will be in the Mixx this Saturday in Philly. Like we had our guest last week. She has her Honey Accessories pop-up shop. So if you're in the Philly area, even if you're not in the Philly area, but if you're, it's from 2 to 7. 2 to 7. And so if you're in the area, go follow her at Honey Accessories and click the link in her bio. Free RSVP, y'all. Free RSVP. There will be some good vendors there, some drinks there, and just a good vibe and a whole lot of networking. So definitely come out. It'll be a dope event. I'm trying to think if there's any other church announcements. Do you have any church announcements?
No. No church
None?
announcement.
No, I don't have it
None?
either.
Oh man, and my cousin